Good morning, everyone. This is Leslie Jouflas with Trading Live Online, and welcome back to your Daily Five. This is the segment where we have about 10 minutes to present about 5 charts. And today I'm going to be talking about the head and shoulders pattern that I'm seeing on the SPX. And we're going to look at a few different time frames on that. And then I'm also going to take a look at the Nasdaq and show you what I'm seeing on that. So let's get started with the first chart. So this is a SPX monthly chart. So we're going to take a little bit longer term look and then kind of scaled all the way down to a 60-minute chart today. So this little area here that I have marked off, I think this is a really important support area to be keeping an eye on. If you notice on this chart, as the price progressed to the upside up through this resistance area right here, many of these opens and closes are all within the same price area. And this chart here, like this bar here before this last little run up to the highs, this is going all the way back a year ago to April 2021. So a break below where I have this support level marked in is going to be erasing profits of investors that came into the market around that time. Now, the other thing to note on this monthly chart is notice these very large, wide-ranging bars on the monthly. And here, this is May. We're not quite closed yet for May. We still have a couple more trading days left, but this bar is engulfing these last couple of months. And again, notice the close of this bar and then the open, close, and open, all in that same area. So this 45.50-ish area is a very important resistance level right now. And down here below this 43.50, this is also a resistance area as the market has tested down a little bit below the 4,200 area, and it's come back up a couple of times and had those closes and opens around it. Now, a break of, we're going to look at a little more detail of some potential targets to the downside if this breaks. But I want to point out this retracement of Fibonacci using the March 2020 lows to the highs made late last year, early this year. And this 0.382, you see that the market has not retraced to this level. However, when we look at the Nasdaq chart, we're going to see that on this decline earlier this year, this right over here, this portion, the Nasdaq did retrace all the way down to this 382. We can see the RSI has been, in a sloping downward motion pretty much since these highs back here. So let's go look at a weekly chart now of the SPX, and we're going to be able to see this head and shoulder pattern that I have labeled in here. Over here is where I'm marking the left shoulder of this pattern. Up here, right around these highs, was a butterfly sell pattern, and market declined from there. It's had a rally back up and has tested this level a number of times. That's right around that 4,200 level that we looked at. Another rally back up. I notice how this is right around the halfway point of this long candle, and also the opens and the closes in this area. Again, that's just above that 4,500 level. And here is a downward sloping trend line of this pattern. Not all head and shoulder patterns have a neckline that are completely horizontal. Some can be upward sloping and some can be downward sloping. I think a break of this level here, and that's on a closing basis, then we can start to look at a measured move, taking the height of this pattern and projecting it down. Now here's the 382 level that I mentioned the Nasdaq had retraced to. So this is an area that the market may find some support at with a break in continuation to the downside. The measured move target would bring it down close to this 0.50 here. And that is also coinciding with this previous upside breakout from 2020. So the lows of 2020 were back here. The market rallied, broke above this resistance, did some consolidation, and then really continued that uptrend from this price level. So I think that would be a good area to watch, and it may provide a very good buying opportunity if the market were to unfold in this way. Okay, so let's take a look now. So again, that 4,200 level I think is really key on the S&P right now. So let's scale down now and let's take a look, a little bit smaller time frame, a daily chart. So now that we sort of have that roadmap going. So these are some of the patterns that I use. I just have them marked in. I kind of keep a continuation of these types of patterns here. There was a very extended sell pattern up here once the market came down and retested that level a little bit below that 4,200. Now, the market actually made a low around this 4,100. That's also a key level to watch. But I think because of those open and closes around that 4,200 level, I think that's really going to be a price level to monitor. If it breaks the 4,200 on a closing basis to see if it stays below that area. Yesterday, after this 2 days, the end of last week, a very steep decline. There was kind of a relief rally back up. And now today it's reversing back to the downside. And you can see that I've got kind of an upward sloping trend line here. And that's just using, these lows back in February and extending it across. And so yesterday, the lows, just touched that trend line. And so I think that a break of this trend line, which is right around that 4,200 level, is going to be important to watch. So the 886 retracement from the low to the high here is just below that 4,200. So it almost made it to there yesterday before the rally up. But again, that would still be breaking the trend line. If the 886 breaks, then I feeling that we're probably going to be seeing at least the 4,100 level. And if that breaks, start to watch those levels to the downside. Okay, so let's now scale down a little bit further here on a 60-minute chart of the S&P. Now this is on the futures chart. We started out with SPX. Now I'm looking at a futures chart. And there had been a downward sloping parallel channel. And back here in about mid-April, a break to the upside. However, that break failed and came back down into the channel. And it broke through the channel. You can see the little gap here. Then yesterday it had the relief rally up to about the center of that and back below it again today. But look at the steepness of this 2-day decline. There was, the market did not even come up for breath on that decline. It's unusual and it's rare to see two solid trending days back to back like that. Generally, if you get one trending day, the next day tends to be a day of testing up and down, kind of back and forth. But this just continued that trend down. Okay, now let's take a look at the Nasdaq. So I'm going to show you the retracement on that chart. This is on the weekly. And again, this is looking at the March 2020 lows up to the highs. So when there was that decline earlier this year, you can see the Nasdaq retraced to that 382, and the S&P and the Dow did not trace that far. Now, the NASDAQ is close to breaking. You can see the opens and closes I had marked in here. Right today, we're back down below that area, a break of this area and the 0.50 retracement. Maybe the next level of support for the NASDAQ, depending on the strength of a move to the downside, possibly, 618 as well. The NASDAQ had broken out of this range, previous to this down move, and then retested that area. And again, I think the close today is going to be, important level to be watching. So that's it. That's what I have for you today. Those are the levels that I'm watching in the S&P. And these, you can use these levels and go look at the Dow and other indexes and kind of mark in the same types of levels. Well, thanks for joining me today. And I look forward to talking with you again on the next Your Daily 5. Have a great week, everyone.
Hey guys, Dave Keller here with StockCharts.com. Thanks so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, and we hope you did, hit the like button right below. Also, we have so much new content every day. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the video or right below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day.